Is it recording? Oh yes. You guys, tell me if this is better. This or this? Which one is better? I have a light right now and earlier I didn't have it. Let me know which is better so that I know if I'm going to, continue using the light or no light is just as fine. Hey friends, it's me Georgina, and in today's video I'm going to take you to my kind of practice. So we are going to be starting this one with a full wrist warm-up. You're going to be needing a prop, which is something like this, a short stool or whatever that is stable enough so that you don't wobble, right? You could also use two blocks stacked together, but again, we're going to be using this for like a peacock, so make sure that it is stable enough to test it out. Okay, for the peacock, just test it out like this and then see if you can reach it like this and see your line, right? So you could use a short stool. Yeah, all you need here is yourself, as always, a yoga mat and a stool or something similar, and we're gonna jump right in. Oh wait, before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Thanks for clicking the video and welcome to my page. I hope you stay for long and check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos here on YouTube and I hope you find something that you love. Okie dokie, let's jump right in. We're gonna start down low, warming up our wrists. So you can sit however you like, you can face however you want on your mat, and we're just gonna plant our palms down, fingertips forward, and we're gonna rock forward and back. And I like to take this time to really stay present by getting a feel of my body. Breathing in gently, breathing out softly. That way, I can really get a feel of where is my breath at? How is my pace with my heartbeat? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? How am I feeling? This is, by the way, my first yoga of the day. Having our fingertips facing left and right now, rotating your palms, and I like to have my wrist to touch this way. Can you see? Like that. And then we're gonna shift sides to sides. Okay, I like to do this a little bit gentler. And then we're gonna stay on one side. And then the other side. I have a little bit of a wrist pain on my left today. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit deeper today. So rotating to one direction and focusing on my painful wrist side, which is my left. And then reversing the rotation. Pairing it with your breath, making sure you're breathing throughout the class. Good. Now I'm doing alternate left and right as I lift the palm up. Right? And then noticing my base knuckles are rooting down. So I'm only lifting the palm, right? That way you can get used to the base knuckles rooting, right? And this is also a great way to actually get into wheel pose, right? This type of finger placement. Yeah, I like that. When you also do this backwards, you can also lift up, plant the base knuckles down and forward and back. This way we can activate our fingers. All right, now we're gonna get into our spider fingers. Index fingers facing forward. You're gonna curl and grip firmly. Now rock forward and back. Excuse me. And then I like to do sort of a U shape. So if I were to face you, left, right, but then I'm shifting back as I come back to center, right? U shape or V shape. Really gripping your fingers down firmly. So I'm not sloppy. I'm really exerting effort. Good. All right. Now, we're gonna turn our palms up, tops of your fingers or palms touching the mat. Okay, shift forward. Hold it here for a little bit. Breathe. And I also like to kind of start to warm up now my feet. So the tops of my foot planted firmly, one by one as I march. Good. From there, curling my toes under and then shifting back, closing the fist and opening the fist, shift forward. Breathe. And then alternate. Good. Spreading the fingers wide, push. Really push yourself away. Good. Forward and back. All right. Now we're going to interlace our fingers together. Good. Palm will face up, and we're just going to focus now on the eye of our elbows. Spiraling out, spiraling it in. And as you simultaneously bend the elbows, you will feel that spiraling it out, arching the back, spiraling it in, dropping down. Good. Keep on going. I really warm up my wrist, by the way, super completely. I know I don't show it a lot here, but because I'm already warmed up, you know, but you always need to warm up your wrist. And then from here, wrist to touch, now shifting forward and back, right? Earlier we did left and right. Now we're shifting forward and back. And notice I'm going back and forth to all these shapes because it is very necessary, especially with what I want to do today with the peacock. We're going to be heavily using our wrists. So from this position, wrist to touch, right? You're going to spiral again the arms, or yeah, spiral out, eye of your elbows facing in front, and then spiral it in, and then they're facing together. This is going to be different for everyone depending if you have hypermobile elbows like me, right? For people with hypermobile elbows, it's definitely going to be a lot more range. And then breathe. Now I feel my left wrist slowly dissipating that pain because I'm really targeting the pain. And every time you feel certain pain, right, it's really good when you focus your attention as you move there. See, I'm now doing simultaneously. So, not simultaneously, alternately. Yeah, whew. And then rotating the fists or the wrists as you close your fists. And then we're gonna do outside or reverse the rotation, whatever you did. And then whatever you want to focus on, I'm focusing now on my left because it is still a little bit there, but now I can feel it. I'm not sure if you can hear. Do you hear that? That's really what's painful. And I'm trying to untangle whatever that feeling of it's like tangled. You know, you feel that sometimes. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on pressing the forearms. So you will notice this muscle here just below the eye of your elbow or somewhere there actually. And then you're gonna push it down, and as you push it down very gently, you're gonna start to rotate the wrists. And it might pop, or you might hear some popping of the bones. You might not. And then reverse. Good. And then I'm now going to massage the forearms or the forearm there as I continue to feel, right? So now playing with this feeling, you're rotating the wrist inwards and outwards. Good. As you really press. So there's resistance. When you press, it's harder to rotate, but that's what we're doing, right? And then over here, because there's a connection there with your wrist, so we don't want to really neglect the wrists. It's so important, especially in yoga, we use it a lot. So I haven't done anything today except for like 3 Pigeon. It was just like I always do that. I press everywhere. I was like, oh, you know, talk to my husband. I'm like upside down. And I also hang for a minute. That's all I did. I always hang. because it's like an instant stretch and an instant pain reliever for your traps, for your back, and it's so good for scoliosis to really just even it out. You feel like evening your back. All right, now shake it up. I know it is long. It is really long. You want to spend at least 10 minutes if you're now going to really focus on hours of handstand training. 10 minutes of I know it's a lot. You do whatever feels good for you, right? We're all going to be different in our like practice and stages. So I do really heavily do this. And now you feel, if you just stop, I don't know if you feel that, there's that like rush of like that heat, just like energy. You feel that it is intense, right? For our last one, I like to do this. I've showed this so many times already here. So we're just going to, in our malasana or yogi squat, forearms is going to be pressed in between, right? Sandwich it with your legs. Close the fists and then just a little bit of pulsing up and down with your bum. And then you're now going to start to open as you pulse and close. Now, if that's intense for you, obviously you don't want to pulse, right? I'm definitely like leveled up now with my practice, so you will just want to stay steady and then open and close the fist. You can already feel that intensity, right? For me, I want to really pulse, and I'm gonna open and close the fists. And then stay to wherever you feel good. If you want to open, if you want to stay, breathe. All right, and then let go of the palm. Shake it up. Last one here. We're going to insert it underneath our feet. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing we did earlier. Elbows will bend, and then we're going to straighten. Now, as you do this, if you cannot fold yet to start, obviously you don't want to do this. You want to glue your belly to your thighs or your ribs, as I always say, and then do this, right? This is now your fold. But if you can get there without hurting, your hamstrings are okay, your back is okay, then you can go ahead and do this straight legs. Good. From here, I like to round my back. You do not want to round if you have lumbar pain, but if you're flexible enough, then you are okay to do whatever you want. Good. Whoo. Shake it, shake it. Now feel your body. And then we're going to warm up the feet. So I like to really dip my toes, curl it under, and then press, right? So we're going to start with the toes. Big toe, one by one. I do my big toe a little bit gentler because of my bunion surgery there. With the titanium pin, I have a pin stuck there. All right, from here, we're gonna start to tiptoe. I have my feet apart next to my yoga mat sides now, and then we're just gonna start to tip our toes and then drop the heels down. Again, keep on doing that. Feeling your calf muscles really engaged as you lift, and then drop. Okay. Good. Now, as wide as you can, we're gonna just play with some squats, okay? You don't need to do it. Obviously, if you can't, then you don't need to. From your heels up, inhale as you reach up. We're going to now really knees out, heels gonna be a little bit facing towards each other, or your midline, all the way down. It is gonna be intense. Drop the groin to where you can pick yourself up in a tippy toe, right? So if you're only here, then that's your lowest position. Two more. Down, up, down, and up. Good. Beautiful. Drop the heels. Now we're gonna get into our T-spine stretch. So from here, wide-legged, you're going to stick your butt halfway fold. Good. Reach forward to get really that butt sticking out. Anterior tilt is what you want. Arch the back. Chest is lifted. Drop one hand opposite ankle outside. Good. Left hand will now open up. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Look up. Good. Swap sides. Other side here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Good. Ooh, so good. Popping of my bones. And keep going. Keep breathing wherever you are in your breath work. And notice which side is tighter. I'm gonna stay there longer. This is my tighter side as of today, so I'm gonna twist some more. And with each exhalation, you want to get deeper. You're obviously not wanting to look like this, right? If wherever you are in your twist. If it's only here, that's already doing something. Make sure you're not pushing your body. Just do where you can. Whew. Good. Now, I like to do this. I'm going to have my arms in an X-shaped position. Really reach opposite direction with a hand. And then squish your clavicle. Whew. Drop the chin to the top arm and stay there. Feel the backs of your legs stretching, and now you're gonna play with heel toe your feet. Obviously, if you cannot balance to play with heel toe, then don't move your feet, right? But if you can, you're basically shifting a little bit forward, hands down firmly, and you're gonna heel toe again. I want to turn my toes a little bit parallel towards each other, or my feet, and then turning heels inside as I shift. So now whatever is on top, I'm gonna switch sides. Arm is gonna be opposite now. Good. Find a stretch. And then I'm heel toeing again. I like my heels now facing out. Whew, from there, I'm gonna drop my elbows to get a deeper fold. Slowly. Whew, and reaching forward. Maybe wide, maybe close, whatever feels good. Okay, now get a feel of your body. Where is tight for you, right? So we're gonna be very different here. I'm gonna have my heels inwards, opening now my hips. So I'm floating this way, not all the way in malasana, as I want to be shifting sides to sides. And as I shift, I'm lifting my heel and really playing with the ball of the foot, right? So the ball of the foot and then all the way tippy toes. Good. Same thing to the left with the support of the hand, right? So you're still not super active there. Finding that balance between that passive and active stretching, even with the support. And then tiptoes, ooh, intense. Now rocking sides to sides until we could sit in our straddle position or middle splits. Wherever you are in your practice, we're gonna stretch one leg. Ooh, side lunge now, or Skandasana. Good. And then stretching the other leg. Ooh. Seated V shape or middle splits. Whew. Excuse me, I'm gonna kick that first for now. Okay. So wherever you are, I want you to open your butt cheeks. Right and left. Good. Now we're gonna play with pointing the toes from your V shape or straddle seated position. You want to really arch the back, okay? So I want your hands in front and then lean forward, bending the elbows a little bit, hugging your ribs in, right? So this way, right? So now notice your shoulders are opening, lifting the bum a little bit, and then sit down. That's the feeling of the grounded groin that you want. Pointing the toes, really feeling the stretch of the tops of your feet. And also, you're now mostly on the front portion of your groin, right? You feel that pelvic floor. This way, you can arch your back. It is very important, right? You're not really getting middle splits when you're posterior tilting, and that's gonna be on a different way if you want it all the way. And I don't have my complete middle splits at all. I don't think my bone structure can get there. So this is like a safer way to really get there, wherein you can arch the back. So if you're gonna watch my view sides here, right? My butt cheeks is really behind me than my torso. So it's like this. Good. From there, we're going to side stretch. So you could pick whatever side you want. If you want to drop the arms in front of your leg or the back. This is going to be different wherever you are in your current flexibility. So just find what works best to side stretch. Breathe. Okay, so from here, stretch. And then elbows are gonna bend or bend at the top. Elbow, just elbow, sorry. And I kind of want to pulse a little bit here, giving myself a little bit twist. It is intense. You'll feel that if you did that with me. Center. Whew. Now notice, right? It's just so good to stretch. Okay, inhale. Whew. Exhale, other side. Good. Smile. Good. Ooh, pulse. And elbow bend or bends and twist. Twist and drop the elbow. Wherever you are. Obviously, if this is feeling very intense, if you're not fully there yet, you will feel you might not be able to twist, and that's fine. Just stay here, right? Good. Whew. Now we're gonna wave. I really like my full body to be completely fluid, right? Like I'm like water. Okay, from here, we're gonna turn to pigeon left and right. So we're gonna bend one knee, whatever side you want to bend, to get into our pigeon. Ooh, good. Arch the back. Ooh, so good. Good, so we're gonna inhale up. Exhale, fold. And I really kind of want to pair this with my breath, right? So wherever you are in your hand placement, you want to just feel like you're flowing like water. Your spine is so fluid, lubricating your spine. Nothing is hurting. Everything feels fluid, soft. Good. Okay. Coming to our mermaid pose. This is like my kind of routine. I don't do this normally. Every day is always different, but this is really where I'm at right now. So we're gonna bend the knee, right? You could choose to bend actively and then hook to mermaid pose. Good. Inhale. Big breath to stretch. Exhale to bind. Whew. Mermaid pose. Okay. We're gonna stay here, focusing on opening that arm and then opening the heart space. Good. Back bending now, looking up if that feels good. Good. From here, we're gonna hook that toe to the edge of the eye of your elbows or elbow. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to really send the arms back. Whew. And then see if you could hook some more and see if you could really stretch back. Ooh, so good. I feel like my shoulder is now dislocating. It's a great way to get into shoulder mobility, the deep way in mermaid. Good. Ooh. All right. Now drop the hand down, whatever is not supporting that back foot. Inhale to stretch that back foot. Ooh, I'm cramping. See that? I can't move my toe. And exhale. Heel to bum. Again, inhale. Exhale. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to do this because I'm cramping right now. Excuse my toe. Good. There, it's gone. Inhale. And then exhale. All right. Ooh. Now I want to really stretch more. So whatever leg is in front of you, you're gonna stretch to the direction of that leg. So right leg in front, stretch to my right side. Good. Okay. Coming to our Skandasana. Side lunge, bringing that right knee up. Okay, we're going to twist some more. Side stretch, fully stretch. This is a total body stretch, if you will. You're gonna grab the ankle with the opposite hand. Right hand sweeps up, or whatever hand that is. Inhale. Whew. Exhale. Maybe some pulses first. If you're unsure, see where you're at. And then lean to the leg. Twist. Elbow splays up and out. Look up. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. So I like my stretching to be a balance of passive, active, pulsing, static, dynamic, like it's like a combo of everything, and I really just listen to my body, whatever feels good. And then we're gonna get out of the pose slowly. Whew. How are you doing? Now I feel very much stretched out now. I feel really good. And then we're gonna stretch some more. So we're going to get our Skandasana bind. So hook that shoulder that is the same as that bent knee. Okay, and then now we're gonna focus on every part of the body. Point the opposite toes. Good. Inhale, open up wide. Look up. Good. Stretch. Feel everything stretching. And exhale. Fold a little bit down to find your bind. Clasp your fingertips behind and maybe dropping the fist down, straightening the elbows, looking up and staying here. Noticing both shoulders are on a different opening, right? This left one, or the back one for me, is internally rotating, but it's opening that way. It's different form. Same thing with the right, but they're all very much different, and you feel that, right? Good. Whew. And release. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feels good. All right. Now we're going to have that right knee to internally rotate, whatever knee is bent for you. So we're going to drop it in and lift it up for 5. Without the help of your hand, if you want that active, or you could have a help to support you if you're not there yet. Wherever you want to place your hand. 3, 2, and 1. Whoo! Now stay in that position, fold onto the straight leg, and stay there. Good. If you are confident enough to get into your Hanumanasana, we're going to straighten that right leg, whatever was bent to you, kick it back. Beautiful. Welcome to our full splits, Hanumanasana. And I like to really wiggle here, getting all the angles. And as you roll, shifting to the left, shifting to the right, you're rolling. And you feel it. You really feel it. If it is intense for you, then maybe you don't want to get there. So it depends on the intensity, right? There's that intensity where you can handle, then you want to push it further, because that's all about practice, right? You want to push your limits without getting injured and being smart about it. So you want to be able to distinguish where your max is currently with your intensity. Good. But it just takes practice. Everything is all about practice, right? You get to know yourself and your body. And we're just talking here because we gotta be able to fully stretch. All right. How are you doing? When you're ready, we're gonna do everything what we did on that right leg, or whatever leg you did, we're gonna do it on the opposite leg. Okay? Now coming into our pigeon, bending that opposite knee now, and pigeon pose. Same thing, wiggling your pigeon, stretching wherever you are. Inhaling, back bending, looking up, exhaling, stretch down and fold, or sleeping pigeon. I typically do. So when I did a lot of dynamic at the other side, the first side, I typically just rest and do more of a static hold. But again, it depends. But typically when you do the second round or whatever second side is, right, it's going to be a lot easier because obviously you did a lot of opening on the first round. So your body is going to be a lot more warmed up and heated. So you don't really need to do all of it at the same time or at the same extra level. But if you want to, then go ahead. We're going to just wave some more to get the fluidity that we want. Pairing it with the breath. Good. Whoo! Now stretching all the way for me to the left side and staying here. Ooh, yes, I can sleep here. Stretch some more. Good. When you're ready, coming up, getting onto our mermaid pose. Whoo, pulse the back foot. Kick that back foot towards your groin. Woo, send it as close as much as you can. See where you're at with your active range. Good. From here, we're gonna hook. Mermaid pose. Good. And I'm gonna do a different thing. So earlier we did the mind, I'm gonna do it all. So whatever mermaid variation you want to do. Good. Whoo. Squaring and getting the bind. Good. Now for a deeper move, shoulder stretch, inhale. And exhale to kick that foot back. Ooh, now see my back elbow is now behind my neck or my head. Like a shoulder dislocate. But it's still connected, don't worry. And back. If you can't do that, then you know that your shoulder mobility can still get stretched out, right? If it's very tight. Okay, inhale, kick it back. And then exhale, heel to bum. Nice. Let go wherever you are. I'm gonna do some king pigeon here. So I'm like rotating my ankle and then grabbing my foot for the flip grip. This is not how to get flip grip. I have a lot of flip grip here on my channel. We're just warming up. Good. King pigeon, here we go. You could have helps to support that. Good. Hey guys, it's me editing Georgina. It's because my mic at the back was wonky. Do you see that? My back is basically impeding the mic. So I'm just basically explaining here that for me, I love to really stretch my shoulders in king pigeon as well. So I do love to stretch it all the way back. But for some teachers, they might not be liking that idea just because it's more of the leg engagement. For me, this is not so much about leg strengthening though, but it is working on the legs. So that's just what I'm explaining here. So it all depends. Okay, another variation because we want to play around. Okay, I'm gonna have my shoulders inside of that foot. Woo! Hook it, the toe. Right? My knee or my hand is now going to grab the knee. This is a very deep stretch. And then from here, I've demonstrated and how to this pose a lot here on my channel. Just type in mermaid pose and you'll see a lot of the mermaid pose. And then I'm just going to do the bind. Ooh, intense. Good. And release. Whoop. Slowly. And then now we're going to lift that knee getting towards Skandasana. How are you feeling? Notice that you did so much on that right side. It's very much, at least for me, because I didn't do the other one, the other side with all the variations of the mermaid. So I'm gonna do more. After this, by not doing exactly the same thing. We're gonna change it up. Okay, getting to our side lunge, Skandasana, and we're gonna twist. So grabbing the ankle with the opposite hand, big breath in, reach the other hand up. Whew, exhale to fold, maybe pulses, but if you can get all the way down, we're gonna twist, stay for a few breaths. Ooh, so good. Ooh. Good. Coming out of the pose, I'm just gonna do a little bit more of a twist. So I'm going to really get into this deep twist. So whatever knee is there, just want to even out the feeling that I did. I'm just gonna hook my elbow outside of that knee to twist some more to the opposite direction. Good. Just a quick stretch. Nice. Okay, open the arms wide. Inhale. Good. Hook and bind. Ooh. And stay. Smile. Notice where is tight for you still. Are you fully warmed up? Good. Release the bind. Whew, stretch in between, right? I interlace my fingers, push it forward, reach it up. From here, we're gonna drop the knee towards your midline, 4-5. Again, if you can't drop all the way, then wherever you are, right? And you don't need to have your hands this way. Wherever it is comfortable for you to drop the knee, find that position. Good. 3. Keep going. 2. And 1. I'm going to twist deeper to the other side. Good. Stay. Good. Woo! Kicking that bent knee back to get the splits in the side. Hanumanasana. Whew. So good. Wiggle, wiggle. So, rotating left, rotating right. Nice. Good. Okay, how are you doing? Checking back in, right? Big breath in, breath out. Okay. Now we're going to come to our Skandasana. So have your feet and legs together and sitting on our heels. Now we're going to check back in, feeling our bodies. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to get a feel of your body from your toes to your ankles, all the way to your shins, your knees, your quads, the hamstrings, the butts, or the butt cheeks, the bum, your hips. How's the hip socket? Fully mobilized. How's your waistline? Are you good with the twists? Good. How's your side body? The obliques, your back. Is it bending okay? Maybe a little bit of a back bend in your Skandasana, looking up. And your shoulders, roll it back. Extend your arms in front. Wiggle, wiggle your fingers. And round the back. Good. Now get a feel. Where are you now? Woo! Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna do some more. We're gonna have our hands behind us. I like my fingertips facing to the left and to the right for this. We're just gonna be lifting our hips up, okay? Like a reverse side plank. From here, I'm going to be focusing on my shoulders, rolling it back. Good. And then from here, ribs is gonna be down, navel in, squeezing the butt cheeks together, squeezing your adductors, really engage. Lift your kneecaps towards your groin, point the toes, hold that position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hips. Whoo! Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, reverse, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. That was my kind of stretch, by the way. It's crazy, huh? Is it crazy for you? Let me know if you were able to follow along with that deep stretch. That's like my warm-up. I know, obviously I didn't start like that too. All our warm-ups are always different, but you do get there. It's kind of interesting and it's kind of crazy if you observe your body. It's like, wow, every day is always going to be different. Whew. And now my backs of the legs and the fronts, I feel fully stretched. Okay, we're going to bend the right knee. Okay, we're going to get into our fold. Cup your heels with both hands and stretch. Okay, from here, you're going to really activate that leg in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to let go of your hand. Keep it there, point the toes, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot. Drive it down slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Skandasana. Good. Doing that on the other side. Bend the left knee, grab your heel, and extend or stretch the knee. Big breath in. Compress your body and let go of the hand. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot. Drop it slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Hands again behind you. You can have your fingertips facing forward or to the sides like me. Bending the knee, lifting the bum, and push forward and back. Good. Push forward and back. Keep on doing that. I'm just going to be turning my fingertips now back. Good. Because I kind of want to stretch this way too. Right? Woo! Forward, back. Forward and back. We're going to do all sides. Fingertips now facing in front. Shift forward and back. So all the angles. You will notice just by doing that simple movement, right, where you're at with your wrist mobility, were you able to do all of that by pushing yourself forward or not, right? So now you know if you lack the sides, you can bend this way. If you lack, right, depends. Now wrists, rotation, reverse. Coming into our Navasana or boat pose. When you're ready, you could lift up or hold, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do it actively. I'm just going to place my hands to my sides and we're going to hold it up. Okay, when you're ready, big breath in. Exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, shaking 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Good. Stretch some more for your Paschimottanasana. Good. And back and forth. Good. We're going to warm up more. Marichyasana. Left knee bends. Stick it outside of that right leg or the straight leg. Good. We're going to twist. A deeper twist. Good. Right arm or the opposite arm. Hook it outside of that knee. Twist to the back. Whoo, stretch here. Completely twist. Aim again. That left or whatever that knee is, the opposite belly. So left leg for me, right belly. You're aiming for that. I always like to point those things out because I feel like a lot of people just do this. So it's hard to do the twist. It's hard to bind, right? You want to really stretch. Elongate your spine. Twist, right? Every time you twist, every time you back bend, it's not about the bend. It's about stretching the spine. Whew. Okay, for a deeper stretch, I'm going to grab the outside of the foot with that hand. Stretch the knee. Good. Drop the forearm behind you. Lift for 5, 4. I like to flex my foot here. 3, 2, 1. And drop it again outside of that foot. Now we're going to attempt the bind, okay? Grab that hand will now thread underneath that leg. Obviously, this is a very, very intense. This is not available to everybody, but I know a lot of you here are able to follow along onto this. So yes, let's do it. Hook, hook. We're gonna hook the arms, clasp the fingertips. I like now to point my toes. See, I do a lot of different things, right? Flexing, pointing. It's good for the body. Good. Training the body to do everything easy. And you can close your eyes. See where you're at with your balance. Right? If you fall or you wiggle, you know that, oh, you need a lot of room for improvement there, right? Because when you just close your eyes, everything starts to become so hard, right? Back then, I couldn't even hold. I couldn't get here at all. I couldn't hold any poses with my eyes closed, even tree pose. But it gets better. Okay, now I'm gonna get that foot really up to that hip bone. It's now touching. We're gonna do some more bind. Opposite. Oh no, not. It's the same. Left leg, left arm. We're gonna twist to grab the toes, and then the other hand will help to twist by grabbing your knee or your thigh. Twist, look back. And you always feel like when you're twisting, like that's why I always say screw, because you want to feel like, right? You're like screwing to the back. Ooh, and because our spine are supposed to also be able to do that. Let go, and we're gonna fold. Ooh, deep fold. Feel now your heel pointing and touching your belly. So good. We're also working on the digestion here. Push it further, push. Feel that. Okay, let go. Doing that on the other side. Right foot, woo, bend the knee. Step it outside of that leg. And then twist. Hug the opposite knee with the opposite hand. And then the other hand, reach it up. Inhale, back to twist. Good. Stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that deep bind. Woo! Thread the arm underneath that leg. Now you can see it better. My palm is facing back. Woo! Bind. So see, if you just let go of this hand, you actually will wobble, right? That just depicts that, okay, you're not solid enough with your base. Root down the heel, root down the leg, and then bind. Good. Clasp the fingertips, look back. Point now the toes. Woo! Stretch the toes. 3. Breathe. 2. 1. Let go slowly. Everything is controlled. Nice. Okay, stacking that heel. Push it to the belly and then hook it to that hip bone. Fold, right? So now maybe playing with some spinal waves to fold. Dig deep, heel towards the belly. All right, we're not going to let go. We're going to come into Lotus immediately from here, stacking now. After that, it's going to be super better to feel into the Lotus position. Okay, now I like to really grab my toes. From there, I'm going to stretch some more and dig deep. Lower abdomen now, really get that. So in your Lotus, right, you will feel butt cheeks is opening left and right. Then now as you do that, your anterior tilting completely, back bending, dig deep, heel towards the lower abs, fold. Okay, you could either stay here, right, continue to fold, really get that fold going strong, compress your body. If you're up for that challenge, you can do this with me. You're going to lift the knees up. This is so good to open up your hips, your legs, everything. So Lotus position, because everything is compressing, right? It's most likely similar to hamstring curls, if you will, except you don't have anything there, right? You're just using your body to do all the curl, and you can compress here. This simple lotus like this is actually also stretching your hamstrings, and also as you not flop or plop here, you're engaging your core. What's stabilizing you here to not move or flop back is your core. Obviously, everything here is also working, right? But just like, ooh, intense. And release. Woo! How are you doing? Okay. Doing more. Love this. Taking you to like my kind of actual practice. Okay, we're going to swing. If you're up to try this with me, you can do this with me. So this, whatever knee you want to start with, you're gonna have your hands left and right. Okay, so if I were to face you, it's gonna look like this. So your knee is your midline as of this moment, right? Just imagine this is your midline. You're facing towards that knee. You're gonna bend there, okay? And then lift the hips up, holding that position. Your shoulders is over or past completely the wrist, right? So it's your forward. Hold, 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 breathe. And then dip down, bending. So you're gonna bend the elbows, squeeze the elbows towards your midline. Now your foot is going to touch that side of that belly and stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch your arms first and then drop the hips down. Good. Now you can continue doing that. Otherwise, if you're up and you feel the float, then maybe you can try it with me. Okay, so you're gonna inhale here, same thing what we did, and then exhale. You're gonna now play, compress your body and lift the knee up, lift the hips up, holding that position for 5, for 4. Smile. 3, 2, 1. Slow and steady. You're not gonna flop fast. Controlled as always. You always want to release, to maintain that energy with your exits, any exits that is, right? So if you feel like you're already exhausted at 5, then just go with 3 so that you still have that 4 and 5 to count down to exit slowly, right? So you always want to save energy with your exits. Okay, we're doing that on the same leg. Can you see it here too? Okay, I think you can. Let me just see, because I think Buddy's blocking. Okay, from here, drop the hands. Look to that right knee. Dip down. Good. Inhale. Lift the hips. Exhale. Now you can see my shoulders are over the wrist. This is really great, especially when you start to now really do some crane pose or some handstand press. This is training your arms to just do that. By simply doing this, it's going to strengthen your arms actually and your wrists to get used to that. And drop, release. So see, I bent my elbows before I dropped. Okay, let's do that again. Same thing. Breathe. Bend the elbows, compress, hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze towards the midline, and 1, drop the hips down. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna float or get that lotus hovered or arm balance, if you will. Inhale, shift forward, lift the hips, exhale, and lift, 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 lift as much as high as you can for 10, 9, 8. You don't have to follow this. If you need to rest, you can go down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop and slide with control and come out of the pose. Good. We're now gonna compress again or decompress the wrist because that's intense, right? You felt that if you did that with me. And we're just gonna stay here. And rolling, splaying the elbows out as I also roll the tops of my palms or rolling it sides to sides. Good. Woo! Spirit fingers. Okay, now we're gonna do more. If you're up for some playtime with me, we're gonna get into our... Okay, this is intense. I wanna do this. Our backs, we did not do some back bend. So we're gonna try, so if you need to warm up your back, I know my body very well at this point, right? If you wanna warm up with a back bend, Okay, I'll take you there. Let's warm up with the back bend because I'm gonna go on chin stand in Lotus, and I want to prep. Let's prep the back because it's also good for me too. Okay, coming onto the knees. If you cannot get into your knees in Lotus and it is painful, just like notice that if it's painful, don't do it because you don't want to really aggravate, right? You want to strengthen your body first. You want to strengthen the knees. There's a lot of knee strengthening you can also do by just doing your knee over toes in lunges. That is a great way to start strengthening, right? It's always not just heel stacked with the knee, right? You want to really get used to that, right? When you pick up something, that's always knees over toes. Okay, so that's a good way to start if you're hurting with the knee. So from here, you're just gonna move your hands where you can actually dip your hips down to get that back bend. This is a great way to bend your back because the Lotus position is that proper hip opening position in just speaking about bone structure, how it's opening when you are in Lotus. It's really that way that you really can dip down, and it's gonna be intense, but it is a safe way to back bend. I find it very, very safe. Whew. You can just like stay there to warm up, or if you're up to go down, maybe you can try. And where is very hard for you? If this is very hard for you, then you want to get out of the pose if it's too intense, right? So just feel your body. And I do like, doing things for the first time with you guys. I love hearing your stories when you tell it with me. Tell it to me. Follow me on Instagram because I do hear a lot of your stories apart from the comments here with Instagram. So I like that. If you follow along, you can tag me so I can see your practice and just staying here. This is a good way to really get the back bend yummy without lumbar pressure, right? If you can get here, notice this back bend has zero lumbar pain or pressure. It's really more of the thoracic, even if it looks like more in the lumbar, but it's actually the mid back. Okay, from here, we're gonna push back gently, okay? So now we can get into this mobilization of the spine by spinal waves in Lotus. I know, it is intense, but we got this. Forward and back. Stretch the arms in front completely as you dip the hips. Forward and back. Good. Wait, hang on, my mic. Okay. Whew. Now we can ready for chin stand. Okay, we're gonna do a different thing here, which I've done this I think just once or maybe twice on my channel. I do this a lot on my Instagram. You might have seen this. So you're gonna come up onto your knees, palms will now, it's gonna be flat arms down, coming up to chin stand. It is intense. If you can't do it, you do not need to push it. Okay, so left hand for me first. We're kind of mimicking a little bit of a peacock, but we're gonna drop it all the way down, right? So I like to do it like this. So if you can see the gap, there's a little bit of a gap for me, like about 2 inches or 3 inches. That's gonna be different for everyone. Find what is comfortable for you. So adjust your hands. And I like my fingertips this way. So my thumbs is on a 90-degree angle if I were to do like that. Right? So it's gonna be different. This is different depending on your wrist mobility. From there, we're going to now drop all the way. So hands facing back. And then from here, other hand back. Okay, so now my pinky fingers are touching, but then my wrists are not together, right? Okay, from here, see if you got into this shape, just see where you're at. If you could lift your knees up. If you could lift your knees up, you might be able to get into chin stand this way. If it's hard for you, because you're gonna have to lift all the way up there, then you're not ready for it if you cannot even lift your knees up. Okay, so that's a good indication that, hey, I might be able to do it if you can lift your knees. Okay, from here, really root down. Let me just adjust my mic so it doesn't touch. You're gonna root your chin down like that. Hang on, make sure it doesn't touch. There. Okay, and then notice the elbows or the eye of your elbow, right? You want to get as little pressure there as much as possible. And then as you lift up, inhaling, and then exhaling, untangling, and coming to Chinstand. That's a lot of effort, right? It's hard to talk to do this, but if you're able to, then congratulations. Maybe some scorpion. Close the legs. It's harder, and drop. Whew. So good. Whew. And that's our deep back bend for the day. Okay, from there, we're gonna counteract in Lotus. If you are not able to do it, that's fine. You guys, it's okay. You do not need to do everything at the same day, right? Whew. Okay, we're gonna come into our Lotus again. And I want to counteract this in a crow Lotus position. Whew. But first, we're gonna take a moment because that was intense for the back and I need a little bit of a rest. So we're gonna inhale here, closing our eyes and exhaling here. There, finding stillness. If I were not to talk there, I could get up immediately to Lotus crow pose variation. But because I talked, that was really hard. I don't know, it's very, very hard to talk into like deep back bends when you're like, right, talking. So I need a little bit of a rest. Okay, so in this one, my hands are a little bit wider than my shoulders when I do Lotus crow. Just because of the knees, right? It's very far. It's not really my shoulders distance. And that's where you climb up to your arms. So you want it a little bit wider. So from there, you're gonna plant it down. Let me just adjust myself so you can see me. Buddy's blocking. He's sleeping. He's so cute. All right. Okay, now I'm settled, right? I'm going to walk my knee towards my wrists as close as possible to where I can lift up gently. All right, so I'm gonna root down the base knuckles and get that spider fingers, right? Hang on, my wrist is still a little bit cold there. Okay, there. All right, from here, lift up, slowly slide it up, and as much as I can compress. We're holding this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could either stay here, or if you're up to jump back to Chaturanga with me, we're gonna do that. Untangling. Sorry, my pants are blocking. Just gently. Okay, good. Upward dog. And just a little vinyasa. Downward dog. Whoo. All right. Ooh, my arm popped. So good. Now, walking towards the hands, and we're going to get our Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold. All right. Now, decompressing more the wrists, stepping onto the tops of my palms, or rather my palms, the tops of your palms on the ground. You can see it. So from here, I'm just going to really stretch. Whew. Looking back. And I feel this also the neck. Oh, so good. And I also like to do shake it no and yes here. And relax the release. Whew. Allow that gravity to just fall your head heavy. Good. Whew. All right. Now, if you're ready to grab this tool, we're gonna do it. Woohoo! I'm gonna put it here, half of my a little bit on my mat. Okay, grab it, and then we're gonna just do some drills because I love this. All right, we're going to have our palms to where you want the plant, right? So first, let's first measure the distance. So if you're here, maybe I'll kick it back a little bit. It's like right here, right? Okay, from there, then you can grab and place your fingers towards the direction of where you're feeling okay with your peacock. Getting to our peacock now, and then dip. So in the peacock, my elbows are now going to be resting on below the ribs. So it's not the sides. You want it in the ribs so that you can have that kind of placement and you will feel the spot. So you just want to adjust yourself. So adjust your hands, adjust everything, and then you are going to round, right? From there, dip, okay? And then adjust where your boobs are not blocking. So wherever it feels great for you, and then we're gonna extend the legs, finding our stool, adjust, and we're gonna hold it here. Whew. And strong peacock, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Drop. And then we're going to decompress the wrist. I like to turn it towards me, my fingers, and stay here. Whew. How is that? I'm also working on my peacock. So I'm not there yet. So let's see if I can do it right now. Maybe not. But I'm gonna try it and attempt. Whew, how's the wrist? Good. Okay, I'm gonna push this aside and let's see if we got it. Whew, I'm just gonna attempt 1 foot up at a time like a drill and see if I can float both, right? If not, that's okay. We're gonna try again next time. Okay, so now I like my fingers this way. My thumbs is no longer in a 90-90, huh? So it is more of like fingertips facing to the sides. I find this really different for everyone, depending when you're at with your wrist mobility. So you can just experiment, right? Wherever your wrist is at. And I find that a lot of people also feel better with this because it's easier. So if you can get to this like diamond legs, right? And now it's easier. Your knees are down and then you're just gonna pulse up. There, now you feel a little float. I felt it, like, ooh. There, ooh, that was a longer float. Okay, now again, decompressing. I like to do that all the time because I'm still finding my peacock, so I'm not that confident yet with my body. Like, okay, I gotta go take care of it, right? I don't wanna get injured. Okay, now, let's see. I'm gonna experiment with a different hand placement. Just a little bit farther towards each other. You might not be able to see it. Again, getting here, and then shifting, 1 leg at a time. Whew, 1 leg lifts, drop. Other side, and notice as I lift, I shift forward, right? Because that's the thing. And then I'm gonna try and see, but I might not be able to. Woo! So now, upon feeling that, we need a block. I wish I said it in my intro, but I didn't. But if you have a block, go grab it. I'm gonna be right back. All right, you guys, I grabbed a block. I'm just gonna adjust my mic. I like this height. Upon looking at it, I feel like this is the height that I want for my chin to rest. Okay, so find what works best. If you need a little bit more height, right? And honestly, don't attempt this because this can be really dangerous for the wrist. If you don't have a great, gauge of where your strength, flexibility, and your wrists are, right? You might just like plop and then it might really injure your wrist. So I suggest you don't do this. If you're unsure, you might just want to watch me first, right? And you want to do this drill maybe afterwards where you're more focused. Okay, so I like to mimic a pose as much as possible with the use of a blocks if I'm not there yet, or a use of whatever prop it could be. And from here, I'm just gonna be doing this, resting my chin. Let me just, my mic is up. Okay, there. From here, diamond shape with the legs. And then lifting it up. So now, I have barely touched the block. I'm just using it to support me. There. Now I know I really don't have that much arm strength for facing my fingertips back. That's crazy, right? Because I'm stronger this way. I've practiced this so much with my fingertips forward. So now this is something I'm so excited to work on. So one leg at a time. And I'm like really getting a feel of the weight on my chin and that whole process. Whew, all right, that's actually a great one to practice, and I'm definitely gonna be practicing that more often. Whew. Okay, let's set that aside and then let's flow. Okay, hands in a downward facing dog shape. Step your feet to your downward dog. Big breath in, breath out. Okay, let's do a fast flow, if you will. Maybe you're up for it. Okay, when you're ready, feet together. Right leg lifts up, breathing in. Good. Exhaling, knee to chest. Step it to your fallen triangle. Drop the left hand down. Slide it back to your hip. In line with the hip, shift forward and push up here, or chaturanga. Lift up. Good. Right knee towards your chest. Step it or kick it back. One-legged high plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. Upward dog. And wild thing. Curl it or drop it towards the opposite side to find your wild thing. Good job. Circle the hands up for momentum to get that right leg up. Side plank. Good. Coming into your warrior 3 position, or rather warrior 2, sorry. Good. Right palm up, shift forward, reverse. Coming to our Vishwamitrasana, drop the hand down. Good. And hook it outside of the foot and bending the knee, grabbing to the Vishwamitrasana. Good. 3, 2, 1. Sliding to your Hanumanasana. Good. Big step, hand in front of the inside of the leg, getting to your 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga. Vinyasa through. Feet together. Other leg. Big breath in. Exhale, fall in triangle here. Good. Drop the hand, slide it in line with the hips, shift forward, push up, chaturanga here. Good. Knee to chest, extend it out, and this time we're gonna get into wild thing immediately. Good. So good. Big circle for momentum, so you can kick that leg all the way to your side plank. Good. Ooh. From here now, we're gonna get into Hanumanasana, okay? You could support it to help. Otherwise, if you're up for that challenge with me, I like to always challenge myself. Get into splits. Good. Inhale, exhale to fold. Thank you so much, guys, for practicing with me. I hope you enjoy that, and let me know how was that for you. Was that too intense? And I know a lot of you like the advanced classes, but I also know that a lot of you here enjoy the beginners ones. So let me know what else you want to hear to see from me. And I'm definitely gonna be practicing more of the Peacock, but I'm also into practicing something very intense, handstand entry that I don't even know if I could get there. So I will tell you when I get there. You'll definitely see me share that, maybe in shorts or reels. But yeah, before you leave, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I would love to know, and I would love to hear from you as always, your comments really help to support this channel. We're growing now. Woo-hoo, I'm so happy to see new faces here. Hello, thank you for subscribing, and I hope for the new faces here, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye! Come over here. Sit. Over here. Oh, didn't say hello to our friends. Okay. Excuse me. I know. Aw. I'm sorry, buddy. Mama choked. He's so sweet. Every time I choke, he's so concerned. All right. Okay, we're gonna continue. Yes, buddy boy. What's up? We're just stretching. You just want belly rubs, huh? I'm a movie dear. Yeah. Say hello to our friends. Hi guys.